I'm here on Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. What I have for today, guys, is the next installment of my hard rock / metal CD collection. I think we're up to part 15, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just going to jump right in. I got another stack of CDs to go through. And again, these aren't in any kind of order. They're just kind of random, different subgenres, different bands. They're not really linked together in that way. So let's jump right in. And the first one we got here is Entophyte, End of Society Sanity. Great thrash metal band. I picked this up from CD and Records. I had it on for a good price. I checked it out online on YouTube first, and it was really good, sounding good. So I picked it up. Really cool stuff. Next, we got a really great kind of blackened thrash metal band, Whip Striker. Love the artwork on this one, the black and white. Carries over into the back as well. And it's really grabbed my attention right away. Love the sound of this album. Really just good blackened thrash, speed metal. If you like things like Midnight, Wraith, bands like that, you'll definitely like this. Toxic Holocaust, things like that. Definitely check these guys out. Really good. Next, we got one of the newer albums from Amon Amarth, Berserker. I keep seeing Amon Amarth albums kind of pop in that are kind of separated from the other stack I had. This is definitely one of their newer albums. Pretty good stuff still. But like I said on previous videos, Amon Amarth sounds like they're kind of putting out the same album over and over again. They're kind of getting samey at this point. Still sounds really good. It's good material, but it's kind of getting to the point now where if you heard one album, the last 3 or 4, they're starting to all sound the same. And next we got Ozzy Osbourne with Ordinary Man. Not one of his best albums, but I still dig it. It's got some really good tunes on this one. Under the Graveyard was good. The title track featuring Elton John was really pretty killer. Really beautiful song. Scary Little Green Men was a really cool song too. A lot of people didn't really dig this album. They thought it was kind of boring and uninspired. But I dig it. I had some memorable songs, just rocking songs. I thought it was pretty good. Next we got quite a few here from the same band. Black Label Society with Mafia. Love this band's sound. Zakk Wylde has a very distinct guitar sound. He uses pinch harmonics a lot. That kind of squealing effect. He's got a really cool kind of southern, kind of raspy voice too. And they just have a really unique sound. Love this band. So I picked up quite a bit of their stuff. There's still a lot of albums I don't have, but I picked up quite a few of them. So I have Mafia. And I got Scullage was the next one here. Pretty solid album, like this one as well. And then we got Shot to Hell. Interesting cover art on that one with the nuns playing pool or whatever. Another good one from these guys. And then we got The Song Remains the Same, one of the kind of more recent albums. Pretty good stuff as well, kind of more of acoustic-y sounding in parts. And then we got Catacombs of the Black Vatican. Cool artwork on this one. Another pretty solid album from these guys. Most of their stuff is pretty good. I haven't really heard a weak album from them yet. They're all pretty decent. It's a pretty good album. And then we got Order of the Black. This is probably my favorite album from them. I love the song Crazy Horse. Parade of the Dead is really killer. Overlord. This has always been kind of my favorite album from them. It's more recent, but I know I really dig the sound on this album. It's crunchy. It's heavy, great vocals. It just sounds really awesome. Always love this album. And they've got a random old one from back in the day, Big Shiny Tunes 12. This is like a compilation of like old alternative bands from back in the day when I used to be into alternative. This is from, looks like 2007, but this might be a reissue. But it's had Figure 11 on it with Paralyzer, Queen of the Stone Age, Rise Again, 3 Days Grace, Fall Out Boy, Billy Talent, like The Used, like just bands like that. Korn's on here even. But I don't really listen to these anymore. I have a few of these kind of spread out around, but they're just kind of there. And next we got Sepultura. Must have missed it from the stack I had Sepultura. I got Against and Nation, kind of a 2-disc deal here. Picked up both for a lot cheaper. Pretty good albums. I prefer their older material, but still pretty solid, good stuff. And they got In Flames with Battles, one of their newer albums. Love In Flames. From the newer material, this is probably my least favorite. It's not horrible, but it's kind of basic on the inside. I'm not sure why I even showed that, but from the newer material, this is probably my least favorite from all of them, but still not bad. It's got some decent songs. And then we got Carnifex with Until I Feel Nothing. I couldn't really get into these guys. It didn't really do it for me. It just wasn't my thing. Tried listening to it a few times on recommendation from a buddy of mine, but it just didn't really grab me, and honestly I haven't listened to it since. I should probably get rid of it and put it on eBay or something. I never listened to it. And we got a Deep Purple album here, Now What? One of their more recent albums. Simple Song is a killer song from this album. Really good album, and this late in their career. And their new album was really stellar as well. I really enjoyed it. And I definitely need to pick up more of Deep Purple stuff. I don't have a lot of their stuff. Next, we got a guy from American Idol, Daughtry. I remember watching this with my ex-girlfriend back in the day, like many years ago. And on this season, Daughtry, I really liked his voice. It was very good hard rock voice. And he didn't win, unfortunately, but when he came out with the debut album, which is this one, I went and picked it up because I really enjoyed his voice. I wanted to support him as an artist. And he's put a lot of material after this, but I only picked up the debut. And they got one of my favorite bands of all time, the mighty Motorhead, with The World Is Yours. Fucking love Motorhead. So iconic and just fast and heavy and loud. Lemmy was a god. Forget Rob Halford being the metal god. In my opinion, Lemmy is the metal god. Everything about that guy was just exuded heavy metal and rock and roll. And they got another Motorhead album here, Bad Magic. I think this was the last studio album they put out. Really solid for the last album. No complaints on this one. It's got the hard cardboard kind of case. It's got like a little book inside here, and then the CDs in the back. But really strong album for their last album. I have like their last the last 4 or 5 albums, and then a couple of their really early albums, but there's a gap in the middle where I need to pick up a lot of Motorhead still. And then we got Meshuggah with Colossus. To be honest, Meshuggah is a band I never got super into. I think I have like 2 of their albums maybe. Some of their songs sound cool. I dig a couple songs, but overall it's just a band I never got into. Like, people really praise them and are super into them, and just something I couldn't get into as much for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I still have it. Next, we got like an indie rock band here, Metric with Fantasies. They're a Canadian band. Really like these guys. They're more softer edge, they're not metal at all. They're just like indie rock. But great songs on this album. Help I'm Alive, Sick Muse, Satellite Mind. Just some really good tunes. Give Me Sympathy. I haven't listened to this in quite a while. I should put it in maybe later today to give it a spin. Really good album. And then we got just the best of Motorhead. I picked this up just because I love the band, and it's a good way to have all their singles together in one spot. But really cool stuff there. And we got Machine Head with Bloodstone and Diamonds. This album's actually pretty decent. This is the one that came after Catharsis, I think, which I fucking hated. So I was kind of a little hesitant on picking this one up, but I did anyways for a decent price, and it was actually pretty good. It's got some good tunes on this one. It's pretty good. And we got Machine Head, Unto the Locust. I think this is like a special edition version, the thick digipack with the bonus like DVD on the other side. This album's pretty good too. I like this one as well. Machine Head's kind of, I have a love and hate relationship with this band, like I said before. I love a couple of their albums. This one's really good. The other one's decent. The Blackening's killer. Burn My Eyes is really good too. But there's a couple albums in the earlier, like second, third, or fourth album I don't like at all. And the Catharsis one I don't like at all as well. But they're kind of hit and miss for me. And the next we got Death Angel with The Evil Divide. Super underrated thrash band. Love all their material. This is one of the kind of more recent albums. Really good stuff. Super underrated. And the next one here we got is The Dream Calls for Blood. Also from Death Angel. Might be my favorite from the newer stuff. It's really, really solid. Got a little bit of experimentation on some of the songs on this one, but one of the best live bands you'll ever see for thrash as well. Killer live band. Great stuff. And the last one we got here, guys, is Trivium with The Sin in the Silence. Trivium is another band I don't understand why they get so much hate. I think they sound pretty cool. Great vocals, good, nice and heavy. Good guitar riffs, great drumming, good melodies, good hooks. It's got it all. I'm not sure why people aren't into it. I know, I think their sound. I think they're pretty good. So that's all I got for you this time, guys, for the episode 15. We're almost done down there, so maybe enough for 2 or 3 more episodes. So thanks for watching, guys. Definitely check out my playlist if you want to see the other stuff in my collection. And until next time, keep it metal.